was difficult without the...
Right. Yeah, I think in this current situation, you've got to make use of what best is available to you, I suppose. And I think things like this and things like Zoom and doing them kind of things are pretty good. But you guys as a fans group, I mean, how long have you been going now?
5 years. So we formed in 2015, and in July we had our 50th celebration, birthday, anniversary, whatever you want to call it. But it was a big milestone for us because, to be fair, we formed, but as a group, when we formed that time, we didn't really know. You know, we organically grew. We sort of just ended up becoming bigger and got involved with more things. So I think it's been, in terms of on the pitch, it hasn't been great. You know, it's quite well documented, the decline in the team and whatnot in terms of the men's game. But the good thing with the Blues for All campaign and everything we've been doing, it's allowed us to sort of get involved with other groups. And also we have attended more the women's games as well, and non-league. So when you got non-league days, and we've been able to go to Solihull Moors. So that has been a big alternative, and that's something new for a lot of our members. I mean, this is women's football weekend, so it's a big weekend. I mean, it's a bittersweet in that, you know, if it weren't for COVID, this fixture, you know, tomorrow's game probably, you know what, would have been a sellout. I'm sure there would have been concessions and stuff. Villa would have done concessions, but it would have been a sellout, and vice versa. I think when you play Blues, it would have been, you know, it'd be at St Andrews, and it would have been. There's that much excitement around this game, and it's good to see a lot of the men's team, the management and everything get behind both sides, and just supporting publicly as well. When you see players, managers from both teams, you know, just on social media giving their support for tomorrow's game. So obviously it's a big game, huge game, isn't it? Because our rivalry, it's always fierce, but
no, I mean, definitely, and I think you're right. I think tomorrow's game is really, really one to look forward to. Currently in this situation as well, we haven't had a derby for a long time, so it's great to have that for the fans, and it's always an excitement. And you know, when you're having that local derby, Villa Blues, always an exciting game to go to. More for Villa fans because we're always winning them. But let's see, Chevy, how do you feel about tomorrow? I mean, how do you think the Villa girls have been doing this season?
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow, to be honest. I think obviously, like Vic has mentioned there, I mean, obviously it looks like we're not going to play the men's team for a while, are we? So it's nice to have something to look forward to. And it's like Vic said, I think whether it's the women's, it could be the under-12s playing each other, and you'd get a lot of people watching, wouldn't you? But looking forward to it. I think if you were to go according to the stats, etc., you know, you'd probably say the Birmingham ladies would probably win it. But I think with us, you know, having that momentum, we've just come off a 9-0 win, in fact, against Coventry City in the Conti Cup. So we won the previous fixture against Brighton, which was our first win, by the way. So I think with momentum, hopefully, I'm excited for this season. Like I said, Gemma Davis, good young manager. So exciting times.
Gemma is a great manager, and she's done really, really well. Very likeable as well. You know, the fans love her. It's brilliant. But you know, let's not disguise the fact that even Birmingham City manager Carla, she was manager of the month in October, right, Vic? So
yeah, that's right. So Glennie Curse, isn't it? Glennie Curse. She got manager of the month award, and then we got beat by West Ham. And October was a good month because we won 2 games in a row. We won a cup game. We won 2 league games. That's kind of pushed us to something like 7th or 6th or something in the league at the time. Yeah. So obviously she got the award, but we played well against West Ham. You get to watch it. We played well against West Ham. Played really well, but we just ended up losing towards the end of the game and just couldn't recover it. A little bit of news for you guys though. I seen something in the news that Birmingham tomorrow. So the ladies, the women's team, we're struggling.
No substitutes.
Did you see that? Have you seen something about that? Yeah.
I have.
We carry at the start of the season. We only had 8 registered first team players when Carla Ward took over, and everyone knew. I mean, there's a big mass exodus of a lot of players that we had, and there weren't many players, and there was talk of maybe the team potentially folding this year. Obviously, they've had a little bit more investment. Some new players have come in, but we still carry a very light squad. So we've had some key injuries, and one of our key players got injured on the in the West Ham game, and they're not playing, and it's come up in the BBC now. So there's no excuses or anything, but the club have had to tap into the academy now to see if they can make an exception to allow them to play some of the academy players and just even put them on the bench. Because I think tomorrow, if you're going to ask me what do you think is going to happen tomorrow, I think whoever gets the first goal will probably go on to end up winning this game. So getting that first goal, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it'll be very important in the context of tomorrow, because if Villa go ahead, I don't know if we're going to have a bench strong enough to change the game, given that they've already come out with that, we probably can't even field any subs tomorrow, and that's like unheard of.
Well, one thing we don't want is, I think one thing we don't want is, and I think we will all agree here, is we don't want, no matter what team it is, what division you're playing in, whatever, don't ever want a team to fold, and that would be really gutting if they did, because I know the Blues girls, they've played really well in the past, and they're quite established as well, and this is a fixture, it's the first time that this fixture is happening in this league, so it's a really exciting time.
Can I just remind you, Nilesh, we're supposed to be rivals?
Yeah, of course we are, definitely, and we'll always be rivals.
I'm joking.
But I think when you look at it in another aspect as well,
of course, and I'm joking. Yeah,
we've got to look at it in aspects of saying, we want things to keep going as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, definitely the rivalry will always be there. That's why this game is so exciting, and
Yeah, and like you've said, just going back to your point there of not wanting to see a club like that fall. Like I said, quite established Birmingham City, and I know I'm joking, but that rivalry will always be there. But it would be a shame, like you said, quite again established club. You've got, of course, Carla Ward, good, experienced, known manager. I think she was ex Sheffield manager, wasn't she? I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've just given her we gave her a 2-year contract.
Oh,
there you go.
So after the end of this season, whatever happens, we're gonna have to do from our side. We're gonna have to extend or give her a better deal, because I think one of the other higher clubs will probably pick her up as well, or maybe abroad, because I can see that happening as well.
So the last time we
just going back.
Yep. Go on,
1 second now.
Go on, mate.
To Birmingham City.
Sorry. Here we go. Professional Blues.
Go on, Lily.
Professional Blues.
You're in your meeting.
No, go ahead.
Back to Birmingham City, guys and girls. Birmingham City ladies have been going for over 50 years. Yeah. I was actually there when they actually started as Bow Brummies, Bow Brummie girls. It was over 50, because a couple of years ago, I think me and Bix went to a 50-year where one of the girls that I've met after a long time, Sue Ford, she was one of the original captains of Birmingham City. So it's a long history of the ladies from Birmingham City. Obviously now it's a big clash in the Premiership. So tomorrow it's going to be very difficult. Very difficult.
It will be, it will be difficult. Like I said, especially with the, unfortunately for you guys, perhaps potentially not naming a bench. I think that'll have a big say in the game with the tired legs, etc. But like I said, hopefully it's a win for us. Like I said, it's technically our first league fixture, isn't it? I know we've met in the cup before, like we said a couple of years ago, which we lost, so we won't talk about that too much.
Local derby. When it's a local derby, it's a leveler.
Yeah. It's 4-4. It doesn't really matter.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That should.
I think we'll move on to the current standings, where we can see that obviously Birmingham City are above us. We are 10th. Blues have played 6 games and we've played 4. Last week was our first win. Blues have won 2. Both teams have lost 3. So, I mean, it's close, isn't it? Really, I mean, there's no difference in the points there really much.
Yeah, it's too early to say.
It is early to say as well.
I think a few more games, and when we're both on level games, you'll see where it is. I think with Villa's focus, and same with Blues, our focus is to survive this season. We were second from bottom last year, and it was only because of the pandemic. Most of the games didn't get played, and obviously they wrote the season off. And I actually don't think we were going to pick up any more points if we did play those games. And we finished second from bottom. And so we're in a position where, we are slight favourites for tomorrow, but I think once we're a few more games in and we play the same number of games, you'll see where you are. Same with you guys. I mean, you've got virtually like an entirely new squad.
Exactly.
You've got several players as well. Birmingham players playing for you as well.
That's right.
And it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be very, very interesting to see not just what happens tomorrow, but just how the season's going to end up going, because we will be, there will be that, we finished above you or something. Yeah. Obviously, I don't want either side to get relegated, but just a case of just making sure we stay in the division. But at least, as long as we finish above you, that's great, because at least we've got something to boast about.
Yeah, and just on that note, in fact, like you mentioned, I think it is important to mention that, not forgetting before the pandemic, of course, we were in fact unbeaten down in the sort of women's championship, if you like. So I think it was 6 points clear at the top, and then we eventually got awarded the title. So even for us, we're still finding our feet in this league. We lost our first 3 games. But like I said, hopefully at the moment, that win against Brighton, that 9-0 win against Coventry gives us a bit of momentum. And the fact that we're at Villa Park, which is going to be a bonus as well for the girls. So looking forward to it, definitely.
You had a tough start by playing Man City. I think that was the opening game.
Yeah,
so
that's right,
you was always going to write that. Obviously, we still got to play these teams, and they're there to be beaten. But the gulf now, the gap between clubs like Chelsea, Man City as well. Even like watching Everton on the weekend when it was the cup final, just how good they've improved.
That's right.
So there is that gulf now. There's a gap developing. So there's 3 or 4 now. So it's just trying to make sure you get points on the road when you can, and nick points off your rivals or the teams, and anything you get above is a bonus. So
Mick, have you ever seen a buzz around a game like this before? Because I mean, there's been this buzz around this game is really good now. There's really positive buzz around the game. We haven't had a local derby for a long time. There's a real excitement tomorrow about this game.
Well, as Vic said earlier on, if it wasn't for the epidemic, you'd have enough of full house tomorrow. Yeah. That's how much excitement there is. And being a Premiership clash, I mean, as I said earlier on, we're level there. On the day, anybody can beat anybody, and you're playing for that shirt. And I think because it's an empty ground, it'd probably be different. Whereas if you had a full ground, that would spur the players on even more.
I think a little thing that's going to get tasted is, sorry guys, a little thing that's going to get tasted as well. I don't know if you recall, but when Emma Follis left us and she joined Villa, she's a non-Villa fan anyway.
Yeah.
But she left. She made a few remarks on social media, and we lost a couple of players, just exiting players as well. And she made a few comments as well, and I think one of the players as well, one of the former players, told her to pipe down a little bit. So she's been fairly, I think, from the beginning. So it'll be interesting to see her being there and the influence she's got as well, and what kind of response she'll get with some of the players that we've got. That's going to be tasty just between them as well.
Yeah, it's going to be an occasion, isn't it? It's going to be an occasion.
I'm not sure. But
funny you mentioned
3 players that.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, there's about 3 players that are in the Villa team now, so that excludes. So it's just it's going to be a tasty affair regardless. So they're definitely going to. If you think, it's just a game, it's not a game, especially to these guys as well now.
So okay.
Yeah, when you go back to D and W, that's what's going to happen.
Let's get some predictions. So Blues for all. What's your prediction for tomorrow?
Okay, I'm gonna sit on the fence, but all I'm gonna say is whoever gets the first goal tomorrow, right, will end up winning the game. So I think that's what's going to happen.
That's not a prediction. We need a prediction.
Okay. Okay, I will. Okay, my head's telling me, right? My head's telling me it's going to be a draw. My heart's telling me Blues win 1-0 because both teams. Okay, you scored 9 goals. I think let's just say you used up all your goals in that one game. So I think.
Well, unfortunately, we've only scored 3 in the league, so.
Same, we're not been big scorers either. You know, we got 1-0, 1-0. That's so. You know, unless we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen, can it? You know, so we'll see. I think I'll go with the 1-0 Blues.
And Shibby, yourself?
Let's go with 1-0 Blues.
For myself,
I'm gonna not sit on that. I'm going 2-2.
2-2.
Because on the Premiership question we had with the men, and I feel that we was the underdogs then. I think we're on level streets tomorrow. 2-2 tomorrow. 2-2. None of the two teams have drawn, so I think a draw. I would settle for a draw away from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shibby?
Well, I'm gonna like I said, just taking into consideration the fact that they may possibly not have a bench tomorrow, and not forgetting, like I said, we've got a bit of momentum. I know we've used up our 9 goals against Coventry, but you know we've got the 2 wins on the bounce, and like I said, I know form goes out the window, etc. It's a derby, but it's having that winning feeling going into that derby. So, based on that, the current scenarios, and like I said, the fact that Blues may not have a bench. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win. I think it's going to be a tight game. Like I said, we've only scored 3 goals this season, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to score more than 50% of that tomorrow.
to be honest, I'm gonna go a 3-0 Villa win. I think Villa are going to be relentless tomorrow. To be honest, and I think Gemma's going to get them to be relentless tomorrow. She's really going to give them the motivation tomorrow to get them goals in the back of the net.
And my fall is to score.
Wow, anything's possible, and I think that's possible, man. Do you know what I mean? But
I don't definitely want.
We're just gonna move on to something now, which is a little bit separate from football, but it always counts. Bick and Mick, if you just stay there a sec. So, as you all know, the foundation always every year do a Villa sleep out. We were lucky enough to do this last year, and me and Saki, we slept at Villa Park, raised lots of money for the homeless, and it was an absolutely amazing day. We met some new people, made new friends, and it was brilliant. You know, it was an experience as well because it was great. This time around, obviously, it can't happen at Villa Park, but nevertheless, the cause is still very important to carry on. So we have to do something, and the foundation have been really good by doing a virtual one. And I think what this does is give people the chance to do it at home and do a sleep out with their kids and get their kids involved. So, you know, it'd be really good if everyone can do this. And if you can't do this for anything, any little that you can donate, please donate. The link is just there, and you can go to the foundation site. It's also there as well.
Yeah, we've also popped the link on our Instagram as well. So again, if you follow us on Instagram, the link is in the bio. It's quite an exciting program, actually. It all starts from 7 o'clock on all the Villa channels. There's like a big Villa quiz. They've got Ian Taylor. They've got Matty Target, Matty Cash.
Yeah, Matty Cash was a late arrival to the party, but he's in. So
yeah, quite an exciting lineup. And like Nilesh said, more importantly, it's all for a great cause. So
excellent.
Yeah, please get involved. Yeah.
So
well done, lads. Done really good.
Well, guys, thanks a lot for joining us today. Thanks for taking the time out. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It'll be a good game tomorrow. So it'll be excellent to see, and it'll be good to see some more football on the TV again. So brilliant. Thanks again. Hopefully, one day, when you do make the Premier League, we'll do this again.
Premier League game tomorrow.
No, good point. Good point. Nilesh, it's women's. This one's the women's podcast, so yeah.
Yeah, I suppose this is the women's
can't mention the men.
But it's always good to have a bit of banter on it.
Yeah, fair play.
They haven't mentioned that. 1 second. They haven't mentioned Jude Bellingham yet.
Oh, mate, don't start. Don't start. No.
But let's just leave that there.
You mentioned it for us.
It's a women's podcast. Come on.
Yeah, I know
two Brummies playing. Crazy that is, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I mean, it is a credit. It is a credit to Birmingham in itself. But like I said, let's not take away the focus from the women's podcast today. We'll save this for another day, lads.
And
problem.
we'll phone you when we beat you tomorrow, anyway.
Yeah, we'll have to have a post-match catch-up. Fingers crossed.
Look, we need to. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
it'll be fun.
Definitely.
It'll be fun.
No, well,
Brilliant.
thanks again, guys. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure, as always.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Take
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.